Hi, this is Joel Gray with Coreworx. I'm here today with John Fish, Director of Project Support Services for Ford Bacon and Davis, and the topic today is Mandate to Automate. So John, welcome and thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been around the industry for quite a while. I've been active in the construction industry institute now since 1994. Starting on front-end planning, which is kind of my specialty, we developed the project definition rating indexes, several of them, been on several teams to improve that and modify that effort. In addition, I'm very active in the technology aspects, applying technology to improve productivity in both engineering and construction. So, and that's where I really play today, is in the application of technology to improve the industry.
Well, thanks, John. What are some of the key challenges facing the construction and energy industry, and how do these challenges impact their contractual requirements as an EPC?
Well, due to the windfall in natural gas in the United States and Canada, I guess the northern hemisphere, there's going to be a tsunami of projects coming this way between 2014 and 2017. There's not enough engineering capacity, not enough construction capacity to handle all of these. So there's going to be a shortfall in skilled labor. In Louisiana alone, we're going to need 80,000 craftsmen. In Texas, it's almost double that amount.
What are some of the possible solutions for the workforce challenges?
Well, the obvious are we can rescope, we can delay projects, we can just figure out which ones are not going to be done. But what we really need to do is really go for automation. And automation is going to be the place of engineering, and we're also going to have to attack it in construction. We're really going to have move construction into the manufacturing concepts.
So you mentioned that construction must move from the field to manufacturing. What do you mean by that?
The main thing is we need to think in terms of standardization. And by standardization, I mean we need to standardize modules that can be built in a controlled environment. And the fact of it is our construction craftsmen, they're like all of us. They want to stay home with their families. They want to be able to have a backlog of work. So if you put standardize the modules first, put them in a factory where they can stay home, work on these things day after day, and go home like everybody else to their family, that's going to help a lot. Also, it's a controlled environment because you're going to be out of the weather, it's going to be safer, and everybody will benefit.
I've heard you in the past mention advanced work packaging. What do you mean by that?
Advanced work packaging is a concept that the Construction Industry Institute and the Construction Management Association is promoting. And simply stated, it means that you align the engineering work packages, the flow of work coming out of engineering, with the construction work package. This has to be done in the front-end planning phase in order for it to be successful.
So explain why this work packaging concept is important.
Well, really what you're trying to get to is what we call a field installation work package. And what that consists of is roughly 1 week's work for one crew. And that's kind of a subset of a construction work package. Now, CII research has indicated that the average craftsman spends approximately 2.5 hours on their tools. That's pretty pathetic. So if you come right down to it. So what and the real objective here is to make sure that the craft guy has everything he needs, tools, resources, scaffolding, whatever is required so that they can actually do their work. If we do this right, then we can almost double. And by the way, a lot of his time is spent waiting for something or searching for something. So if we can eliminate the wait, eliminate the search, then we can literally double the amount of time that a craftsman spends on his tools. So instead of me needing 80,000 craftsmen, I only need 40,000 craftsmen. That's kind of the bottom line.
Okay, John, and I've heard you mention before that we still provide the craft with the same deliverables for the last 50 years.
Yeah, that's kind of the pathetic part. With all the millions and millions of dollars we spent on 3D technology and 3D models and all these different things for engineering, we're not doing construction a lot of favors. We still have what we call what the field calls is a construction unfriendly model. It's very difficult for the field to be able to benefit without really trained technicians on the job site, and very few people seem to have this. So our challenge is to actually take this technology that's working real well in engineering and figure out a way to make it work for the guys in the field, which we're not doing a good job of that right now.
Hey, speaking of engineering, what are the next steps to automate engineering?
I'm glad you asked that one, because I am convinced that we're using engineering automation today about like we have a sophisticated etch and sketch. I don't think we've tapped the power of automation specifically to get done, eliminate redundant activities and actually get productivity on the engineering side.
So what are some of the typical barriers that companies will run into?
Well, actually, they have to rethink everything. When you have technology, you don't want to automate what you've always done, which is exactly how we've done it in the past. So what you want to do is rethink everything. How are we going to do technology? One of the biggest barriers is the roles of the disciplines. We have really stupid things going on that are turf battles. This is the way we've always done it. Electrical has always done this. Piping's always done this. I think the whole thing needs to be rethought. Who is best suited in this new technology to do what is required to achieve automation? And it could very well mean that we actually eliminate or merge the disciplines into more of a generalist design concepts.
Okay, John, do you know of any resources that might exist to help owners and EPCs and service providers in this area?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the Construction Industry Institute, FIATEC, Process Industry Practices, and the Construction Management Association of America, that's a hard one to say, CMAA, they're all doing a lot of research in this area. Now, the challenge is that we need owners. Owners have to support these initiatives and have to really require them on the job sites. Contractors are only going to do what the owners pay them or want them to do. So to get the real benefits, we need owners to support the initiatives that are already on the table. And there's a lot of really good work that's already been done.
So have you seen examples of companies that have done this really well?
Yeah, it seems like commercial adopts technology and innovation quicker than industrial projects or infrastructure projects as far as that goes. So commercial has done a really good job of picking up on the field kiosk, the mobile IT concepts, a lot of these things that they're what I call shovel ready. They can be done today. The objective here, the real value of these mobile IT things is what we call boot time. Boot time is the ability to keep the foreman in the field, working with his crew. This is industry has proven that if the foreman spends time with the craft, they're going to be more productive, they're going to be safer, you're going to have less rework. So anything you can do to move information flow out to the job site where the guys are working, that's where the power is.
All right, John, that's it. Thank you very much.
All right.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you, appreciate it. Let's shake hands. Thank you.